We've actually sent out. We've started asking people to our lovely bald listeners to send us some questions into our personal PO box, also called the Gmail. Some say. I don't. That's just a religious thing. But we actually have a good set of questions from a devoted listener.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're multiple people. We'll find out.
Could be.
So we were just going to go through these real quick instead of our normal catching up. And since we gave you a couple zingers early on, shouldn't be any complaints, right?
Hope not.
All right. Do you want me to
And
read
if
these?
there are, please send them to morbol831, morbol831 at gmail.com.
Hey, that's my shtick. Do you want me to read these questions?
Yeah, sure. Do you want me to... You read them, I'll answer first, and then you can follow up, and then
There
read
we
the
go.
next one.
Perfect. Because I'm the only one who has the questions.
Yep.
Question number 1. Do either of you have any special persons in your life?
Yes, I have many people in my life whom are dear to me. Some more recent, and others who I've known longer, like that one asshole with the fucking Nick. Yeah. How about
Nick
you, Nick?
Misa. Gotta love that guy.
Yeah, Nicholas David Morgan.
Wait a second. Yeah, I have a couple special people in my life. Everyone who's listening to this episode right now, I'd like to thank all of you for making my life just a tiny bit worse, but in a good way.
Oh.
But actually, no, I don't. I'm single, unwilling to mingle. That's kind of my shtick.
Classic Nicholas.
It's what
If
I
you've known
do.
him as long as I have.
Some people call it being, what's it called? Hard to get. I call it being traumatized. Next question.
That's with a T, not a D.
Not dramatized. Or traumatized. Either are what I'm saying. What do you guys do when you're not recording this podcast?
I work, I write, I just got a bike. So I'm looking to fuck around and go bike riding pretty soon. Just need to get a helmet. How about you, Nick?
I do nothing primarily, but on my off time from that, I occasionally write. It's kind of a joke that I never finish my scripts. I get about 3 pages in, and then I'm kind of just chilling. I also got a bike, but this is a stationary indoors bike because it's snowy outside.
Ooh.
And it's a lot harder for my dainty little feet to go running.
Good exercise, though, stationary bike.
Yeah, I'm planning to do it 18 hours a day and just losing as much weight as I can in the shortest time as possible. And so I'm hoping that that doesn't give me any long-term health impacts. Next question.
I don't think it will.
Favorite coffee shop to go to? Follow up, why is it not Starbucks? A lot of assumptions there.
My favorite coffee shop is Dagny's Coffee in Bakersfield, which I had to ask Nick what was because it's been so long since I've been there.
His favorite.
But Dagny's Coffee is where I did a lot of open mic poetry reading, which was a lot of fun and gave me a lot of confidence back in the day, which I don't think you can do at Starbucks, so that's why not Starbucks. Nicholas, how about you?
I have no favorite coffee shop. I do not drink coffee. I exclusively drink tea and hot cocoa. If I need to, there is a Starbucks close to my house, so an emergency stop, I will go there. They address me by name as Sir Nicholas, so that's pretty cool.
That is, did they write that on your coffee?
No, there's just one barista, and he goes, Sir Nicholas, hot chocolate? And I go, yeah, you
Hell
got
yeah.
me. Or he goes, hot chocolate, white mocha? And I go, you're right, you got me. Tea for when I go to auditions, so my singing voice is clear.
Nice. Nick's a beautiful singer.
I'm not, but I like singing. I don't know if you've heard me sing. Besides that show we did where we sang together.
Yeah, exactly.
Besides that musical.
It was a fun show. Everyone who can time travel, go back in time. See Nick and I in that show.
In the one night that
Actually,
we got to do
I'm
it.
pretty sure it's sold out. Oh, you're talking about that? I was talking about Vampire Lesbians. I
wasn't
think
in
we
that
sang
one.
in that one. You weren't in Vampire Lesbians?
No,
or
you're thinking of that guy who we shall not be named with the cane.
Oh.
He was the
Yeah.
director of the other one. The other show was
Yeah.
we didn't
Hail
get
to the
to
King,
open.
baby.
We didn't get to
Yeah.
open we got one full night, and then our cast member dropped on the final night, so we had to get a replacement.
Yeah.
That show sucked, actually.
That
Vampire
was a
Lesbians was good,
nightmare.
though.
Vampire Lesbians was good. Also, sorry, all time travelers. I just remembered. Pretty sure every night sold out. So unless it was you, you won't be able to time travel and get a ticket.
And I like to shop
Next
local.
question, Nick. Wait, what?
For coffee. I do prefer to shop local if I'm going to drink coffee. There's cheaper places.
That's really nice of you, brother.
Thank you. Next question. Do either of you play musical instruments? Follow up. If so, what are they?
When I was in high school, I played bass, tenor, and snare drum, the percussion section, if you will. So nowadays, I don't really know how to play anything. I just mostly tap on a practice pad for fun, and it is fun. So there's that. How about you, Nick?
So, I used to play in middle school trumpet, but I haven't touched that in years. I would like to, if I could find a cheap trumpet, I would like to get back into it, because I do like blowing things.
Heyo!
That's not how you play a trumpet. I play the kazoo, and I list that in my credits. I know people laugh, but I did do a show where I did a kazoo number, so I include it because why not? I've also we just recently unearthed a couple instruments from storage, including an auto harp that is basically beyond repair, so I won't be learning that one. But we also have a mountain dulcimer, which I'm going to restring pretty soon and try and get into that, as well as a mandolin, which is in pristine condition, so I could start learning that any time now. I just need to learn how to tune a mandolin. Next question. Who inspires you most, Gregory?
I get a lot of inspiration from David Fincher because I think his directing is incredible, and I believe he has my favorite filmography of any director. I can't think of another director who has so many movies that I love and think are excellently crafted. Also, Vince Gilligan, because Breaking Bad is my favorite television show ever, and that's in no small part due to the superb writing. Fucking love Vince Gilligan's work on Breaking Bad. Better Call Saul is all right. Nicholas, how about you?
Well, if you've listened to this podcast, I tend to hate all celebrities, just out of
Very
pure
fair.
spite. I have a lot of, I could say, inspirations of actors that, theater-wise, that have really done me great services, and most of them are people I know. So Ryan Lee has been, a great honor. My friend,
Aww.
right now up in Spokane, I've got a couple friends. My friend Matthias Oliver,
Spokane.
Joshua Bay. I tend to, all of my friends within the arts tend to inspire me in some ways, and I know this is like the really cheap lame duck answer.
It's only cheap and lame duck if you don't mention me.
Anyway, moving on to
Yep.
but if we were gonna go
Figured
like
as much.
famous people, I'm a big fan of Natalie Walker. She is an amazing singer. She's the kind of singer that makes you want to sing more, like sing an actor, like makes you want to be better. Britton Ashford, she helped me with the Mountain Dulcimer. Let's see, big fan of John Gallagher Jr., people like that. But I tend not to spread my, I try not to spread too far. I like to keep things close with inspirations.
That's nice. Matthew Woodman, if you're listening to this, he was my English professor in college, CSUB, and he was great. He made me feel like I could actually be a good writer. And haven't talked to him in a long time, but he's a great guy. Super into the arts. I think he's Kern County's poet. What's the
Laureate?
phrase? Laureate. I never say it right. I'm always like Laureate, and that is not right. But yeah, I think he's Kern County's poet laureate right now, so
That's pretty cool.
he's a cool guy. What's the next question, Nick?
Next question is favorite food.
Cheeseburgers. I love me a good burger, although lately I've been considering cutting beef, so we'll see what happens.
I like I like sushi a lot. I like tofu
Ooh.
a lot as well when it's seasoned right. A lot of people don't. I still eat meat and cheese products, so I'm not a vegetarian or pescatarian or whatever. I just do like healthy alternatives generally. I think they still taste really good. Sweet potato goes in like everything I've learned. It's really good. I just kind of love using that. Um, as of dish, uh, besides like shrimp tempura sushi rolls, I also really like just a good old mac and cheese because it's so versatile. You can do anything with a mac and cheese, and it's mostly not wrong.
Mac and cheese. Lasagna, mac and cheese with some meat.
It's true. Yeah, I would rather have a lasagna mac and cheese than eat a fucking lasagna. You seen a lasagna? Holy shit. Get that away
Oh,
from me.
God.
That's terrifying. One of the scariest foods out
My
there.
face.
That and like Alaskan. It's like it sounds like a fish, but it's a baked dish, like a baked Alaska. Baked Alaska.
Oh.
That's
yeah.
terrifying. Have you seen that? Oh,
Not recently. And
I had a
don't
friend
care to.
made one for a cast party, and it was the scariest thing I've seen. And it's not like it looks bad because it looks good. It's like I don't know where to start, so I'm not going to. I'm going to leave. In fact, I'm going to leave straight to the next question. What are some of y'all's favorite bands or artists? I'm assuming you mean musical artists and not like Jean-Luc Basquiat or whatever his name is.
Oops, in that case. The Airborne Toxic Event is my favorite band personally. They just came out with a new album this past year, which is also linked to the lead singer's biography that he published. So I really want to read that. The album's great. It's called Hollywood Park if anyone wants to look it up. And for my favorite artist, it is Bob Ross because he's very calming. Thank you for defanging my joke, Nicholas. We didn't discuss my answers, and yet he still got me.
I can read you like a book, and it's not a very good one.
Barry B. Benson.
Favorite artists of mine,
Predictable.
bands, and mediocre. For my
Ooh.
Mad Max fans out there, he died recently. Just within the last week or 2 weeks or so. The actor for Toe Cutter and
Oh,
Morton
yeah.
Joe. R.I.P. Big fella. One of the only celebrities that exists and no longer. Favorite bands and artists. I'm a big fan of Neutral Milk Hotel. I know that's like the baby's first indie band, but I think they're really talented, especially Jeff Mangum. He used to be my Twitter handle, inspired. Jeff Mangum.
Oh.
I instead changed it to Dr. Piss because I think it's funny, but I do kind of miss Jeff Mangum. But it'd take too much effort. I think I'm just going to stick with Dr. Piss now, or Dr. Piss. I'm also a big fan of the Magnetic Fields. They're just such a simple, honest songwriting and instrumentation. I fall for it every time. Let's say John Prine, Frank Zappa. Let's see, I've got my list. I've got 40 more names down.
Nick is
Idea.
very much a music fella.
I am a music fella. I like music. I think that's it. I can't think of any more off the top of my head. Those are a lot of my favorite. Lady Gaga, she rules. For like the big mainstream pop, she's excellent. Carly Rae Jepsen. Ryuichi Sakamoto, very good composer. Brian Eno, one of the best producers out there. Big Black, their album Songs About Fucking, it's very good. Final question, I should say. Do either of you have a Tinder account?
Yep. How about you, Nick?
No. I mean, I do. I haven't used it because I'm like, scared of physical touch. So it's like typically that's what they go hand in hand. Wink,
I
wink.
can, yeah.
I don't really use it. I'm sure it's up, but oh well.
Okay.
Why
So
are
my
you
chances
asking?
of matching with you are not. So my chances of matching you are not very.
Depends
It's
on
pretty
the,
slim right now,
the
isn't it?
max kilometers you set your range to.
I
Because
think
I
the
get
max is
matched-
500.
Because I get matches from like New York occasionally, and I'm like, what the? How are you doing this? It
They're,
sucks 'cause
they're visiting
always hot.
Spokane just to see you. Hey.
Yeah, I highly doubt that. Who's it? Thanks again, kind stranger, for
Yeah, thank you so much.
for sending these questions. We really like answering them. And you sent us a whole fucking gaggle of them, which is pretty cool. Instead of just us having one and waiting for 90 others. It was very cool.
Yeah.
We are grateful again. If you have any more questions, or if you want different answers because you didn't like these ones, you can resend these same questions or new ones to morebull831@gmail.com.
Our little marbles. We really appreciate all of you, and we want to hear from you some more. So feel free to reach out.